Happy day students. Welcome to San Academy Pallikarnai. It is class 10 mathematics. Today we are going to learn interesting chapter Introduction to Trigonometry. It is a very useful chapter for our day to day life, and I have divided this chapter as 8 parts totally. There are 4 subtopics are there in this chapter. What we are going to get as a this one in the chapter, 4 subtopics are there. So part 1 I'm going to give the introduction. Let me see what are the topics we are going to cover in this chapter. The first one is trigonometric ratios and their reciprocals, and then values of trigonometric ratios and complementary angles of trigonometric ratios and trigonometric identities. At the end of this chapter, you will know that all the these four subtopics. Let me learn what is a trigonometry. Trigonometry. You know, trigonometry, such a big chapter. What is this? But it is a very easy chapter if you understand logically the thing behind this trigonometry. So trigonometry is very easy. You know what is that? You can divide this trigonometry as a trigonometry. 3 parts. Tri means you know very well 3. Gona means it's nothing but gonia. It's angles. And metry is measures. So trigonometry is mostly basically we are going to learn about the sides and angles of a triangle. Tri means triangle we can. Sides means 3 sides. Which is a 3 sides figure? It is nothing but triangle. So trigonometry. It is trigonometry. We can call it as a, what is that called? Trigonometry. So trigonometry is derived from the Greek word trigonon and then metron, means 3 angles measure. This is the very best topic in the branch of mathematics. It's a good topic. It is based on the triangles, geometrical figure. And also it is based on the angle 90 degree. 90 degree means you will remember what type of triangle. Can you able to say what type of triangle? Yes, it is right angle triangle. Specifically, the trigonometry will be useful for us. Right angle triangle. We learned in chapter 6 also Pythagoras theorem in this chapter. And then especially with this relationship between sides and angles of a triangle we are going to learn in this chapter. And then some basic calculations we are going to learn. If you are learn this chapter basically, then it will be easy to do trigonometry all over 11th, 12th and in higher education also. So now what is the history behind this trigonometry? Let me see. Trigonometry can be traced to the civilization of ancient Egypt. That is before 4000 years ago itself they have found this trigonometry. Already I told in the chapter 6 similar triangles. By using similar triangles and trigonometry, they have calculated that olden days there is no technology that time. They have calculated the sundials. Here they given sundials. They have calculated the distance between the stellar objects, means planets, distance between the sun to planets, and then planet to planet, and distance between the earth to other planets. We have find all those things by using this trigonometry and as well as triangles properties. So okay, trigonometry came, who has introduced first? Is that is registered by a great mathematician, Hellenistic mathematician in 150 BC. Oh, 150 BC. 150 BC is nothing before Christ. Oh, that time only trigonometry they have found. Still, see, but our Indian mathematician Aryabhatta also contributed in this trigonometry. As we know that one, the Aryabhatta is a main person who has a main person in science also, and who has invented zero is very important person. Our mathematician this one. Let me see what is the behind trigonometry. First, we have to know the basic concept of the trigonometry. It is based on the right angle triangle. Right angle triangle means, yeah, it is nothing but one angle will be 90 degree. The 90 degree opposite is called as a hypotenuse. And what about these two sides? These two sides is nothing but base and altitude, means height, base and altitude. But here we are going to learn as another name as a opposite or adjacent. When it is called as a opposite, suppose you are pointing from the angle C. There are 3 angles are there. Angle A, angle B, angle C. As we know that the sum of the angles in a triangle is, what is that? Yes, 180 degree. And angle B will be your 90 degree. Means it's a perpendicular to the altitude is perpendicular to the base. It's 90 degree. And 90 degree opposite is called a hypotenuse, largest side in the right angle triangle. So what about these two angles? compulsory these two angles will be acute angles. So then angle C opposite will be AB. You can't able to say, they say that based on these angles the sides will be changes. Angle C opposite will be AB and BC is called as a adjacent. Suppose we are pointing from angle A, then angle A opposite is BC and AB is, here they are considered as a from angle A. So BC is the opposite and AB is the adjacent. You should know that these basic terms opposite, adjacent, hypotenuse. Then only you know the trigonometric ratios. What are the 6 ratios in the trigonometry? Before we go that one, we'll learn about the Pythagoras theorem. We'll recall the ones Pythagoras theorem. You know the Pythagoras theorem. The square of the hypotenuse is equal to sum of the squares of the other two sides will be only possible in right angle triangle. Very good. Yeah. Now let me see what is the 6 ratios of the trigonometry. The 6 ratios of the trigonometry is nothing we are going to learn in this chapter is the trigonometric ratio. First basic thing you have to know. What is mean by trigonometric ratio? We are dividing as a trigonometric ratio as a 6 ratios. One is called sine, second is called cosine, and third one is called tangent, and cosecant, secant, cotangent. Please repeat with me children. Sine, cosine, tangent, cosecant, secant, cotangent. What is a sine? When, why we have to use this sign? Sine also we can write it as a sine, S-I-N, sine. Don't say it as a sin, it is a sine. Cosine we can also call it as a cos. Cosine we can also call it as a cos. Tangent we can also call it as a tan. And cosecant also call it as a cosecant. And secant we can call it as a secant. And cotangent we can call it as a cot. So instead of writing the full name, we can write as a 3-letter word: sine, cos, tan, cosecant, secant, and cot. So what is a sine? Sine is nothing but which is the opposite side of the angle and hypotenuse. It's as called as a sine. So how do you know which is the opposite side? Suppose angle C. Angle C, if you taking the AP is the opposite side and AC is the adjacent. Suppose you are taking angle, here they given angle as a theta, here theta is a C, angle C is a theta, you have to consider as angle C is a theta. Then AB is the opposite and AC is the hypotenuse. Then sine is nothing but AB by AC. So now it is also we can write it as a opposite by hypotenuse. It's easy way you can write OPP, opposite short name OPP by hypotenuse. And the same way, this you should remember very well, trigonometry, there are 6 ratios. Sine is nothing but opposite side by hypotenuse. Now if you come again here, if you come again, if you take out this is the angle theta, this is the angle theta, then when you are taking out this theta, opposite is AB and adjacent is hypotenuse is AC. Now cos, if you take the cos is based on the adjacent side by hypotenuse. Adjacent side by hypotenuse. Who is the adjacent of the theta? That is nothing but BC. And who is the hypotenuse? AC. Then BC by AC is cos. That is nothing but adjacent side by hypotenuse. Suppose you are taking A as an angle, then BC will be the opposite and AB will be the adjacent. So BC by AC will be the sine and AB by AC will be the cos. Based on your angle, it will changes. For example, here if you are taking the 90, the remaining 2 angles will be compulsory acute angles. So either if you are pointing the angle C at angle C, then opposite side will be AB. Please understand this one, it's very important. And adjacent will be BC. If you are pointing at angle A, then BC is the opposite and AB is the adjacent. You know what is the meaning of opposite? Just opposite is who is in front of us called as a opposite and who is beside us called as a adjacent. Now if you take next tangent. Tangent you have to remember as a opposite side by adjacent side. Who is the opposite here? Opposite angle theta is AB and adjacent is here BC. Then we can take it as a AB by BC. Okay, and then cosecant theta, here we can consider as a, if you see the angle A is a theta, then AC is the hypotenuse, cosecant is hypotenuse by opposite, then it will change as a hypotenuse by hypotenuse by opposite, and secant is same way, hypotenuse by adjacent, and cotangent is adjacent by opposite. So if you what you observe from these six ratios, we can see that one sine and cosecant opposite by hypotenuse, just reciprocal of that only, hypotenuse by opposite is cosecant. Then there are three main ratios. What are the three main ratios? Sine, cosine, tangent. But sine, cos, tan only three main ratios. But remaining three are the reciprocals of that three ratios. Sine reciprocal will be for you. Sine reciprocal will be for you cosecant. Okay, and then cos reciprocal will be for you secant, and tan reciprocal will be for you cotangent. Oh, so you should remember, because opposite by hypotenuse, hypotenuse by opposite. Then sine will be hypotenuse by reciprocal of opposite by hypotenuse. Reciprocal is what? Hypotenuse by opposite. Then sine opposite is, who is the reciprocal of sine? Cosecant, means cosecant you can say. Cosine opposite is secant, and tan opposite cot. Okay, the short name you should remember: sine, cos, tan, cosecant, secant, cot. Who is the reciprocal of sine? Cosecant. Cos reciprocal secant, tan reciprocal cot. Again repeat with me: sine reciprocal cosecant, cos reciprocal secant, and tan reciprocal cot. Should remember this one. So what is a sine? I think we all understood. What is a sine? Opposite by hypotenuse. Cosine adjacent by hypotenuse. Tan opposite by adjacent. And the hypotenuse by opposite is called cosecant, and secant is hypotenuse by adjacent and adjacent by opposite. And one more thing you should observe in this: when we are dividing sine and cos, opposite by hypotenuse divided by adjacent by hypotenuse, hypotenuse will get cancelled, then opposite by adjacent. Then tan also we can write as a sine by cos. What is the tan also? We can write as a sine by cos. We can write as a sine by cos. Okay, so you should remember this one, it's very important for you. So tan also we can remember sine by cos, and cot also we can remember cos by sine. Sine we can remember opposite by hypotenuse, so 1 by cosecant. Cos 1 by secant. Tan, what is the tan? 1 by cot. Cosecant 1 by sine. Secant 1 by cos. Cot 1 by tan. So we can write reciprocals. We should remember this is very well. Sine 1 by cosecant. Cosine means cos 1 by secant. Tan 1 by cot. Cosecant is nothing but 1 by sine. Secant is nothing but 1 by cos. Cot is nothing but 1 by tan. So these all the 6 ratios is very important. Based on these 6 ratios and Pythagoras theorem only, we are going to do the exercise 8.1. If we know these ratios, what are the sine means? Should remember sine means opposite by hypotenuse. Cosine means adjacent by hypotenuse. Tan means opposite by adjacent. Cosecant means hypotenuse by opposite. It is also can be written as 1 by sine. It is also 1 by sine. And secant is hypotenuse by adjacent, and cotangent is adjacent by opposite. These are very important for you. So it is very easy to memorize this one. How we can able to remember sine, cosine, tan? Sine opposite reciprocal is cosine. Sorry, cosecant. Cosine opposite is secant. And tangent opposite reciprocal is, what is the reciprocal of the tangent? Cot. Okay, so how we can able to remember this one? Based on the sine is first letter you see. Soha, kaha, to. Soha, kaha, to. Soha means S. S is nothing but sine. Sine. So sine, here sine, S. O, opposite, H, hypotenuse. Then sine is nothing but SOH is nothing but here you can remember as a SOH, you can remember as a SOH. Okay, means Soha is sine opposite by hypotenuse. And Kaha, CAH means cosine adjacent hypotenuse, CAH. And Toha, TOA, tangent opposite adjacent. soha, kaha, to. So if you remember this one, it is very easy to memorize. Sine means opposite by hypotenuse. Cosine means, that is cos means adjacent by hypotenuse, and tan means opposite by adjacent. So you should know very well, children. And then sine reciprocal is nothing but cosecant, means hypotenuse by opposite, and cosecant, that is cosecant, this is cosine means cos. Cos opposite 1 by secant means hypotenuse by adjacent, and tan reciprocal is cot means adjacent by opposite. So you more understanding, watch this video. I hope you will all understood these trigonometric ratios. Thank you, students.
What does trigonometry actually mean? In Greek, this red part means triangle and the blue part means measure. Trigonometry is one of the most feared topics in mathematics, but in reality, it is extremely simple. The meaning itself is so simple. It's just the measure of all the things possible in a triangle. That's all. Let's consider a triangle ABC. Let A be the length of the side opposite angle A, and similarly, let B and C be the lengths of the sides opposite angles B and C respectively. Take a close look at the triangle. What all can we measure in this triangle? We can measure the angles, angle A, angle B and angle C, or find the lengths of the sides, which in this case are A, B and C. These are the only 6 things we deal with in trigonometry. 3 sides and 3 angles. Out of these 6, we are given a few, and using trigonometry, we need to find the rest. It cannot be difficult. Actually, it gets a bit simpler as trigonometry generally deals with only one kind of triangle. A right-angled triangle, which is also referred to as a right triangle. This right triangle is right-angled at this vertex. The good news is that one angle is known and only 2 remain. This one and this one. Let this angle be theta. This is the triangle we will be dealing with to cover most of our trigonometry. A triangle with an angle theta and a right angle. It doesn't have to be called theta, but that's what it is generally referred to as. But how do these kind of triangles help us in real life? How does trigonometry help us in real life? Let's say Zen wants to find the height of this tree. He has to measure this length, which is the height. One way is to make an approximate guess, but a better way to find the height is by using trigonometry. Let's assume this distance is known to us. Remember, it's always easier to find the distance or the length on the ground than finding the distance vertically. And we can find the approximate measure of this angle, which is theta. With just these 2 pieces of information, Zen can find the height of this tree. Finding the height of a tree may not sound appealing to you, but the next example surely will. This time, Zen wants to find the height of a mountain. If this distance is known and this angle is known, then the height can easily be found out. But how? That's precisely what we will try to understand in trigonometry.